Few months before the Edo State governorship election, and several politicians have begun to throw their weight and hat in the ring. The battle of whom will succeed Governor Adams Oshiomhole intensifies. That's a focus on the program. Hello, and thank you so much for joining in, everyone. I'm Sean Wakimbalo. So much to talk about on the state of the nation and especially the issue concerning Edo State politics. But let's treat you to some top political stories we're following at this time.
Political roundup on Channels Television. Here are your top political stories this time.
More deliberations continue on the 2016 budget, waiting for the president's assent. Today at the presidential villa, top members of President Buhari's cabinet met. Issues on the budget are set to be discussed, and hopefully concrete decisions are expected to be taken on the way forward for the document. The meeting, which started at exactly 11 a.m. inside the council chambers, has in attendance Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Secretary to the Government of the Federation Babashi Lawal, and most ministers. A federal high court in Port Harcourt today arraigned two prominent politicians in Rivers State for allegedly disturbing public peace during the rerun election in the state. Those arraigned by the DSS are the SSG to the state government, Mr. Kenneth Kobani of the PDP, and a former lawmaker, Azubike Wanjoku of the APC. Both men have been granted bail. The two men have been under investigation by the service after the Rivers rerun election, where they were accused of compromising the electoral law and promoting violence. And the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it has concluded plans for the National Assembly by-election in Yobe State, slated for Saturday, the 23rd of April 2016. The election is expected to hold in Damaturu, Gujba, Gulani, and Tamuwa local government areas constituting the federal constituency. INEC spokesman in Yobe, while briefing newsmen on the level of preparation ahead of the Saturday elections, says the non-sensitive materials have been distributed to all the affected local governments, while the sensitive materials will be distributed on Friday. He further revealed that the people of Gujba local government area will cast their votes in Damaturu, considering the security situation in the area, while the people in the other three council areas will vote within their jurisdiction. The National Assembly by-election will be conducted to fill the vacant seat left by the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Khadija Bukar Ibrahim, who was representing the Damaturu, Gujba, Gulani and Tamuwa federal constituency before her nomination to serve in the Buhari cabinet.
And you're up to date. Those are your top political stories you need to know.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Off we go into the conversation now, shall we? The House of Representatives will tomorrow entertain the Inspector General of Police and the Attorney General of the Federation over the crisis rocking the Kogi State House of Assembly. How about the order to take over the activities of the State Assembly? Where Channels Television has been monitoring and keeping tabs on the situation, and we caught up with the chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Rules and Business, and it tells us, gives us an update on the Kogi State Assembly matter.
The politics playing out in Kogi is such that there are some forces there that will find every excuse not to respect the resolution of the National Assembly. I don't want to go into the details of the politics playing out there, but it's obvious that the governor is bent on having his way, because from the findings that the committee came up with, the committee that went to investigate the issue on ground came up with, the governor had a hand in the developments on, the unhealthy developments that are playing out there. Now we passed the resolution taking over the Kogi Assembly as empowered by Section 11, subsection 4 of the Constitution. What that means is that anything that requires legislative input is supposed to be forwarded to the National Assembly, no longer to Kogi State Assembly, which is presumed to be in limbo now. Yes. Now, soon after we did that, we read in the papers that the Attorney General of the Federation had advised that what we did was illegal. So this enraged the House of Representatives naturally, and the issue came, and there was a resolution to set up an ad hoc committee, and indeed the ad hoc committee was set up and headed by the House leader to find out whether indeed the Attorney General had written such advice, and why after sealing the Kogi State Assembly pursuant to the resolution of the National Assembly, they went ahead later to open it. That is the Inspector General. Why he opened it? Was it because of the advice of the Inspector General? We want to find out. They have been invited by the ad hoc committee. The Inspector General, I understand, will be appearing tomorrow to answer to that. It is only after that that the fuller details of what exactly is going on will come out. But so far, they have not forwarded anything to the National Assembly, to my knowledge. So it means that either they are disrespecting it or something. We will know that better when both the Attorney General and the Inspector General come before the ad hoc committee. That is why it was a bit shocking to us that after respecting, the Inspector General was written to, and the Governor was written to. You know, so and they appear to have respected it at a point. That's why it's surprising that they went back to the status quo. That is the status quo before our resolution.